All right, so you'll want to get out the guided notes and fill out them the best you can. Those of us who are on the synchronous call will be able to talk about what is persuasion and come up with our own personal definition, and then we'll use that personal definition and we'll share it with each other, and we'll come up with generally a decent group definition, something we can all agree on. Bias is a preference for or against something. I have a bias for red meat. I really like steak, and I like steak sandwiches. Steak sandwiches are a winner. People don't, remember the steak sandwich is a thing. Steak sandwich is awesome. Methods of persuasion in media. So here are the terms that I'm going to quiz you on. So this week, your task is to complete the guided notes. Next week, we're going to have a vocab quiz. Bandwagon. Bandwagon is the type of advertisement that encourages you to do something because everyone else is doing it. It's like the number one top brand of detergent, or the trusted by more drivers than any other insurance company, something like that. Jif is a choosy moms choose Jif. So if you want to be, with these other people who make good decisions about the peanut butter, they buy Jif. I'm personally a Skippy man, and honestly, I don't like the extra crunchy. I like the smooth peanut butter. Fear, making the audience feel that if you do not buy a certain product or vote a certain way, something bad will happen to them. So here is a insurance for an ad for life insurance. This is USAA. So basically, it's if the dad were to die, they'd still be taken care of because he had life insurance. Plays on his fears of what will happen if he dies. Testimonial. Testimonial, usually an advertisement in which a famous person is used. But it also can be just an any person testimonial. But generally, testimonials are the famous people. And it talks about how they use the product. There's an ad that I've been seeing way too much of recently with Ice-T, where he talks about a warranty on cars that have already passed their dealership warranty or manufacturer warranty. So there's a company that he's been trying to get me to invest in, and I'm not going to. Here's an example. Got milk. This is some basketball player, but I'm a nerd and I don't remember who the basketball players are. Those of you who remember, good for you. Appeal to authority. This is used as a trusted figure, sometimes famous but not always famous, to sell a product or service. So if you guys remember back to our last week's presentation, we had the doctor trying to sell cigarettes. That was an appeal to authority. He's a medical authority. He understands what's good for your health. Therefore, cigarettes seems weird. But that's the appeal to authority. Here's an example of appeal to authority. Trusted by dermatologists. Dermatologists are skin doctors. So they're doctors of the skin, the epithelial cells in particular. So I guess that doesn't just include the skin. That includes all epithelial cells, if I remember correctly, the dermis. So someone correct me on that. If your parent's a dermatologist, tell me if it's epithelial cells in general or just the skin, the epidermis. Plain folks. Plain folks is when a product or a candidate appeals to the average man or woman on the street. So I want to be like everybody else. I want to be, a certain degree of average Joe, right? So you get that a lot of times in political ads, but it is kind of similar to the bandwagoning. Everybody's doing it, except for it's saying that everybody, well, at least everybody that's normal is doing it, kind of thing. So that's plain folks. There's nothing more comforting than the familiar face. We live where you live. And I'm going to pause here.